Hi, this is Simply Fancy Living. I'm Debbie, and I wanted to just give you an idea of how Simply Fancy Living came about and what are some things that I hope that you'll gain from visiting here, maybe looking at the website, watching some of the videos, some things that will help to make your life a little fancier. So growing up, my mom would always point out the fancy ladies that looked nice, their homes were decorative, and my sister and I would always look up to these women and try to emulate some of the things that they had going for them. So now that I'm grown up and I have a family of my own and a home of my own, I'm trying to keep a more elevated lifestyle going on for myself and for our family, and when we entertain for our friends. So my husband and I entertain a lot. We have a lot of friends over in different capacities, couples, girlfriends, swim parties with kids, and we always try to make our guests feel good and feel welcome. We have learned a lot of things over the years about entertaining. And so I hope to be able to share some of the tips and things that we've learned with you and get you inspired to entertain more or to begin entertaining and having friends get together. It doesn't always have to be at your home, but at least get together and really form the friendships and keep your family relationships going on. So we have a lot of family around, and our own family is very small, but we get together once a week for sure for a meal, whether it's at our house, at our family's house, or out. We get together to keep our family relationships going and keep in touch with each other. I also think it's important to get together every now and then with your extended family, because they are where it's at, and hopefully you have some good relationships there, or you can create some better relationships. So occasionally, in the holidays and all that stuff, you get together with your family. Also, I feel like it's super important to keep your friendships really strong and to make new friends, and to nurture the ones that you already have. So we have friends over a lot. Sometimes we'll have just one other couple over. We will have, 40 people in our backyard. And we always try to include somebody new on the guest list so that they can get to know us and others around us and all the other people at our parties. So I'm hoping that you'll find some tips and tricks here, and some ideas that will help you to host events or be a guest at an event that will help you to foster all these relationships. So I don't have a degree in relationships. I'm a public relations gal, but I think it's important to think about the people that are important in your life and what you can do to make them feel special, either on a one-on-one basis or in a group or with others. Celebrate birthdays or reach out with just a card or something like that. Some of these are lost arts that we used to do, and I think it's something good that we can bring back. So one thing that's really important is to first elevate your way of thinking and to take care of yourself. So some of the things that I want to share with you here are things that I do to make myself feel elevated and feel a little fancier. For instance, when I'm doing a big batch of nasty dishes, I will light a candle and put a single bud in a vase and turn on some classic music or some British show so that I can hear those British voices. And it just seems to make it not such a terrible task when I'm fancying it up. So just things like that, that taking time for yourself and things that you can do that will help you to feel good so that you can spread that around to others. And I know that once you feel like your life is a little bit higher than it was before, that you'll be able to spread that around and feel confident having people in your life and in your home. So I spend a lot of time following people that I admire that are good entertainers, they're floral designers, they have beautiful homes. There's tons of inspiration all over the internet now and Instagram and in magazines and all these places where you can get some great ideas. And I do that for sure because it is so inspiring to see some of these beautiful things and these ideas. But that being said, and through the years, as I've been entertaining and my friends have said things like, I would have you over, but I can never do it like this. I have learned that we can simplify quite a bit and we don't have to spend a lot of money to have some great events and to make people feel good when they are in our presence or visiting our home. So one thing here is most of the ideas that I share with you or things that I show you are going to be things that I hope just everybody can do. Some of us don't have the budget that some other people do that have all these beautiful homes and these great blogs and, videos and followings. And for me, I don't have the space for all that stuff. I follow a couple gals that just have the total dishes and decor and everything, pillows, everything, linens for all the holidays, every season. And I have a very beautiful home and a very nice home, but I do not have room for all that stuff. So my point is that I am trying to simplify it for you so that maybe there can be things that you will do or things that you can begin to do that will fit into your budget as well as the amount of space that you may or may not have for entertaining and decorating and things. So while I love it, I love beautiful things. I love being surrounded by pretty things. I love floral patterns, check patterns, paisley, all that stuff. So, and I like to incorporate that into my events and my decorating. And I'm hoping to share that with you, maybe pared down just a little bit so that it can be more for, I'll call us the average person, right? So somebody that doesn't have boatloads of money and a giant storage facility in their backyard. So I hope you get what I mean here about that we can do things super nice and just a little more simply. So that's kind of where Simply Fancy Living came, because I hope that just the simplest little things and little spots of joy throughout your day will help you to feel good and to inspire others to elevate their life and to have a little touch of fancy everywhere without spending too much time and too much worry, right? Sometimes we worry too much about, am I as good as her? Or is this as nice as her? Or something like that. And we really don't need to do that because we know what's going on in our life and we know what we have the time for. And so just trying to think a little bit higher. And my favorite quote is from the architect Daniel Burnham, and he was around in Chicago during the World's Fair, so way back. But it starts out, make no small plans, they have no magic to stir men's blood, and indeed themselves may not be realized. And then it goes on and says, aim high and hope and work. And that's always been my favorite quote. And that's what I'm hoping that you will do, is try to aim a little bit higher and hope for better things. And then we will together figure out how to simplify the work. All right. Thank you so much. I hope this helped you to understand where we're coming from and what we're hoping to give to you and help you with in your daily living. All right. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.